Welcome to the Rise to Shine podcast with Noelle Custis, where we ignite the spark to discover your favorite self. It is time to get real, ladies. Hello, and welcome back to the Rise to Shine podcast. I'm your host, Noelle Custis, and this is where we talk about all things empowerment, mindset, and stepping into the life you were meant to live. Today's episode is one of those topics that I know will hit home for so many of you because we are talking about one of my favorite things in the world, the 5 love languages. And let me tell you, once you get this, it's going to change how you show up in every single relationship in your life. My introduction to love languages was actually through my marriage. And let me tell you, it was a game changer. I have always been full of a lot of mush. Here's what I mean. If you know me, you know I love to lift others up through words. I'm a writer at heart and I love expressing myself. And cards, oh my gosh, those and sticky notes, they are my favorite, both to give and to receive. And that is how I show love. So naturally, I did the same with my husband, Andy. I'd spill out all of my mush from the time we started dating until the present moment, writing him the sweetest words, leaving sticky notes on his computer, on his mirror, in his car. I would express my love in the most intentional way that I knew how. And it was through a lot of words of affirmation and constant gratitude. And don't get me wrong, he loves it. He always smiles. He always says thank you. But deep down, I still felt a little sad when I didn't get that same mushy, deep response back. And at first, I thought, okay, is it just a guy thing? Or does he not feel the same way? Like this was definitely when we were dating. And in my head, I was always like, come on, Andy, say a little something more. Say a little something more. And then I discovered the love languages. And let me tell you, everything changed. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was speaking my love language, but not his. And when I looked closer, I realized that his love wasn't in words, but in actions. So his love looked like, and continues to look like, taking my car to get washed so I don't have to, handling things that I dread before I even ask. Thank goodness. Keeping our yard so beautiful, especially our backyard, not just because he likes to do yard work, but because he knows that I love to sit and have coffee on the patio, and it becomes my little sanctuary. And I really feel at peace there. So for him doing those things, making sure that there's no dust and, washing off the patio and making sure there's beautiful plants and flowers, all of that is his way of saying, I love you. And here's what gets even better, ladies. When we meet them in their own love language, they light up. It's like unlocking a whole new level in your relationship. So here's an example. Seriously, I want you to hear me here and get this. Because he is such an action guy and that is his love language, when I go and clean out the pantry or I go and organize a closet, Andy reacts like I have just given him the entire world. Like, I feel like in his brain, he's like, ooh la la, babe, you're amazing. And I'm like over here going, wait, I just labeled some bins, but okay, we'll go with it. That is the reaction. But before we really dig in, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, or you're not 100% sure what your love language is, I want you to take the free quiz. And it's going to be at www.5lovelanguages.com, or you can just Google love languages quiz. It's free, it's quick, it's eye-opening. So if you've never taken it before, go check it out after this episode or hit pause and go do it and then come back. or better yet, take the free love language quiz together and make it a really fun experience. It is, like I said, it's eye-opening, I promise. And in our in our show notes, we'll definitely have the links in there too. So have some fun with this for sure. All right. So, what are the five love languages? Dr. Gary Chapman, the man behind this concept, says that love languages are the way we best feel and express love. So let's break them down one by one so you really have a great understanding. Number one are words of affirmation. So this is what I'm talking about. This is all about the verbal and written encouragement. So it's the compliments, the love notes, the thoughtful text saying, I love you. These are huge for people with this love language. In relationships, tell your partner specifically what you love about them. With your kids, praise their efforts, celebrate small wins, write a sticky note in their lunchbox. See, these are all the things. Oh, I love, and I literally do all the time. In business, if your coworker or your employee or your client values words of affirmation, send a thoughtful email, give a sincere compliment to them, or acknowledge their hard work publicly. And then for self love, because of course we always love to talk about self love, positive affirmations and journaling kind words to yourself and surrounding yourself with uplifting quotes. These are the things that we want to do for ourselves if our love language is words of affirmation. This is why, you guys, I'm obsessed with quotes and affirmations and all of the things because it's all about the words. Okay. Now, number two is acts of service. So this is totally my husband. This love language is all about action speaking louder than words. And let me tell you, I hear him say that all the time. But he now knows, since we have, really kind of learned more about love languages, he doesn't really say that because he understands too that for me, my words go deep, right? So it's not just words, but in his frame, when he operates in acts of service, he values the action part a lot. So it's been great that he understands now that not everybody operates the same way. And it really is, the acts of service is about feeling love when someone does something to help or support you. So in your relationships, doing what he does, taking care of something on their to-do list, bringing me coffee, handling an errand without being asked, all of those things are huge, right? Now with your kids, helping them with homework. So if they are an axe, your kids can take these too. I mean, if they're a little bit younger, maybe not, but our older kids could definitely handle this for sure. Helping them with homework and cooking their favorite meals, those are things that really, really resonate with kids, that acts of service is important to them. In business, if you're in leadership, showing appreciation through thoughtful actions, sending them resources, helping them out in some way, or making their job easier, these are all going to be a big deal. And then if you're an acts of service person, that's your number one love language. For self-love, prepping your healthy meals, organizing your space, setting up routines that support your future self. These are all things that are a big deal. Okay. Number three is receiving gifts. That is a love language. This isn't about materialism. So I want you to understand that it's about the thoughtfulness behind it. A meaningful, well-timed gift makes this person feel really seen. So in relationships, a small gift that shows you are thinking of them, not just all of the expensive stuff. It's just those small sentiments too. With your kids, surprising them with something meaningful, a book they love, their favorite snack. In business, clients who love gifts may appreciate personalized thank you gifts or thoughtful gestures. That's going to be important. And then, my favorite, self-love. Treat yourself to something meaningful. Get yourself a book. Maybe you want to go to the store and grab some flowers, a course, that makes you feel like you're growing, i.e. the Glow Up School. Hint, hint. just a little plug there for you. But for self-love, if you appreciate gifts, gift yourself. That's going to be a big deal. Number four, quality time. People with this love language feel most loved when they get undivided, intentional time. Like I'm talking intentional time, not just we're spending a couple hours together under the same roof, but we're both on our phones and not really paying attention to each other. So in your relationships, you need to plan uninterrupted date nights, deep conversations, or just watching a show together without distractions. That's the key. With your kids, set aside one-on-one time, even if it's just 15 minutes of focused attention. In business, clients or team members may value in-person meetings, Zoom calls, or dedicated check-ins, just letting them know that you want to spend that time with them. And then again, for self-love, schedule solo time, whether it's again, journaling, taking a walk, or just enjoying a quiet moment with your coffee. Quality time means a lot to this person. Okay. And then number five is physical touch. For some people, physical connection is everything. So in your relationships, hugs, holding hands, back rubs, any form of affection, touch strengthens their bond. Okay. So with your kids, cuddling, high five, sitting close while watching a movie, that's going to be really important to them. In business, obviously, professional boundaries matter here. So let's not take this the wrong way, but a good handshake or a really warm greeting can build that connection. And then for self love, get a massage, practice stretching or yoga, even give yourself a comforting hand to heart touch when stressed. So you're going to notice that I put my hand over my heart a lot. I think that comes from this idea that my number two, because you will probably find that you have a couple, but my second highest score is physical touch. And I do feel like that is something that I do a lot when I'm speaking, when I am praying, when I'm meditating. That's important to me. And I also love to show my kids that way. No matter how old they are, they're still getting the cuddles, whether they like it or not. I do try to respect their love languages too, though. So, how our love languages show up in business and friendships? I want to take a minute to really talk about that. Business relationships thrive when we understand how people feel valued. So, in networking, do people respond more to encouragement? Do they respond to meaningful gifts or time spent supporting their projects? You want to understand that, right? Because that's going to be where there's that, that place where someone feels seen and valued. And then also in friendships, friendships have love languages. Some friends need quality time, while others feel love just through small gifts or thoughtful actions. I think about my friends, and I don't even probably need them to take the quiz to know what their love language is, because I see it in how they give their love, and I also see it with how they respond to when I show them something within their love language. It means a lot, right? So, what love language do you think your best friend has? What about a business partner or your kids? And then start to think like, how can I show up for them differently with knowing this information? And then using love languages for self-love. This is a big deal too, because if we only focus on giving love to others, we forget to refill our own tank. How many times do we talk about this in this podcast? Is that we have to operate from a full cup. And knowing your love language is going to help you fill that cup so much easier. So self-loving words are, you know, a space where you can journal and you can affirm yourself. Now, a lot of people don't love journaling, so you don't have to journal. Just be, I would bet though, here's the thing. I would bet that if words of affirmation is your jam and that is your love language, I would almost bet that that is a space that you love to be in, is in a journal. But I could be wrong. Maybe we need to do a little experiment on that. I need to do a little poll. Self-love using acts of service is going to be, again, setting up your space, scheduling downtime, scheduling your workouts. Those are the kinds of things, like getting things done for you is going to be a very important thing in your life to show yourself that you love yourself. You're going to feel like you're not loving yourself or taking care of yourself if you don't do those acts of service. Self-love using gifts. So if you're someone that loves the gifts, invest in things that make you happy. Think of your five senses. What's around you that makes you happy? How can you gift yourself with that? Self-love using quality time. Date yourself. This is my favorite. Take time to recharge. I have a friend that I'm thinking about totally like right now in the moment. And I go, oh my gosh, I bet $1 million she is a spending quality time person because not only does she spend quality time with her family, and I see it all the time, and I know this of her, but I also know she takes trips by herself. She takes drives down to the coast by herself. And it's like those moments to just recharge her battery. That is self-love within your love language. And then physical touch, take care of your body, taking care of your body, making sure that you are doing the things that make you feel good. Maybe that's eating right. Maybe that's exercising. Maybe that is, you know, being able to take care of yourself by having a wash routine at night with your face. Okay. These are the things that we do when physical touch is a big deal for you. Okay. Now, the best relationships, whether it be romantic, business, or friendships, thrive when we learn to love people in the way they receive it. And that starts with awareness. That all starts with the awareness. You guys, take that free quiz. If you haven't done it already, take it to discover your love language. It is a game changer. I truly believe with all of my heart that knowing the love languages and not only knowing them, but applying them to your life and recognizing the love languages of those around you. Once you do that, it will absolutely change the way you look at them, you treat them, you communicate with them. And I would encourage you to have your loved ones also take the quiz, truly, or talk to them about it. And maybe just through talking through it, they're able to distinguish what it is. I just love the quiz because it kind of gets down, because, when I look at that, I'm like, well, I'm a words of affirmation girl and I love personal touch and I love spending quality time. Those are the three that came up the most. But it helps you to really recognize what it is that is so unique to you, because you will find that, or you'll find two that are super, super close. So I would love if you take this quiz. I would love for you to DM me on Instagram and tell me your biggest takeaway. Tell me what love language you are, because I love hearing from you guys. And it just helps me too to see if this is something that is valuable that you are finding to be able to put into your life. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe and leave a review. It truly helps to spread these messages, these podcasts. One of the things that I've loved is when people have taken a screenshot of the podcast and then post them on their stories, tags us over here. Because again, I am the words of affirmation girl. So I just feel so amazing when you guys do that. And again, I just want to spread this message. My hope is to be a beacon of light in this world. And I really do believe that there's a lot going on these days. And that's why February has been so fun for me to just really talk about love and self-love and love in our relationships, because it really, really is such a pillar for me. It's such a core value for me. And I do believe that it is such a core value for so many other people, so many of you as women. I really believe when you feel love and you get to love back, this again is something that runs so deep with us. So that's where I've just been so excited about this month in February. So much fun. And again, ladies, if you are looking for, just to be able to go deeper, I know I get to spread messages here. I have amazing guests that come on, and we talk about a lot of different topics here on the podcast. But I just really want to encourage you, if you are someone that wants to go deeper and you're ready to glow up, you're ready to level up in your life, you're feeling like, I just want to learn more about this stuff. I want to like really learn what what do affirmations mean? Like, how do I really apply them so they're not just words? Or how do I really take care of myself? Like, I want to still show up for my kids and my family, but how do I take care of me in the midst of all of that? How do I wake up every morning feeling joy? Because I feel like I feel less joy these days. If that's you, if any of those things are you, I would love for you to check out the Glow Up Mentoring School. It is such a beautiful community, and it is a space where you are provided with so much depth. And that is where I want you to understand that it is depth. And I don't want the word school to scare you because it really is all self-paced. We bring experts in. There are different things you can watch. There's different things you can listen to. We have visualizations. We're all about music. I mean, there's so many tools in there, you guys. And I would just love for you to check it out. Right now, we have special pricing on it, and we'll continue with that for just a little bit longer. So I would just love for you to gift yourself something beautiful and come check out our amazing community that's growing. So, with that, I want to just send you all so much love in your language. And until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and remember, your best day is right here today. All right, you guys, see you next Tuesday. Bye, friend. Thanks for joining me here today. Your presence means the world to me. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider leaving a rating and review, and don't forget to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Head to the show notes and let's connect. Rise to Shine Co. is ready to support you in coaching, collaboration, life tips, or even a coffee chat. Until next time, keep shining, my friends.